Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee with Josh, MMC with me, for another riveting episode. First off, I want to break the news. I don't have a coffee sponsor for this morning. What ended up happening was I have a plethora of coffee backstock at this point. It's hard to drink a bag of coffee or a pound of coffee a week. I've been doing pretty good on it, but I'm a little bit backed up. So this week I have, I believe it was Jim's Wonder Brew this morning. I think it's the same one I did last week. 2 weeks ago, actually. That's how backed up I am. I have 2 weeks worth of coffee. But next week, I will have a pretty exciting new coffee for you that I've had my eye on in the aisles. But I won't not allow you to have the pleasure of watching me drink this cup of coffee. I do love that Wonder Brew. It's a good cup of coffee. So, usually I recap my weekend. I actually didn't do anything exciting this weekend. It was amazing. Took some little bit of R&R, some rest, relaxation, and I'm actually really behind on a lot of things now. But feeling pretty relaxed. So, funny thing is, actually wearing a Tough Mudder T-shirt. It says Finisher. If you notice, 2015. It's 2016, and the Tough Mudder was this weekend, and I decided not to go, mostly because I was lazy, and it's really tiring, so I didn't do that. So you can judge me as you want. So this week, I want to kind of talk about the idea of food labeling, not in the sense of mine and yours, his and hers labeling, but the idea of, oh, that's good, that's bad, that's okay. I think the label thing, good and bad, isn't necessarily always good for people. So some people it works great saying, oh, that's bad, you should never have that. But it's not usually a good mindset to have that's healthy. So going with one that's more of, it's not bad, it's just not helping you. So a big thing that we see is a lot of people say, and it's starting to change a little bit, but think fats are bad, protein's good, carbs bad. And that's kind of weird conundrum, because if 2 out of the 3 macronutrients aren't that good for you, then something's wrong in the world. And that's just not the case. So in reality, all 3 are good for you and essential. It's surprising, they're essential for you. You should be getting all of them. It just depends on the sources of which you get them. So I'll start with fats. In the 90s, fats were considered bad, evil. And breaking news, they're not. They are good for you. They're calorically dense and they make food taste delicious. So if you're not having fats, you should probably add a little bit back in to your meals, because they are delicious. When I say that though, I'm talking about real butter, I'm talking about olive oils. There's going to be fats and fattier foods like steaks, which are delicious. But that's also being said, everything kind of in moderation with fats. Fats are easy to go overboard on because they are what they call calorically dense. There's a lot of calories in fat. So you have to be a little bit careful on the delicious goodness of them all. For example, we see a lot with salads, meaning, I got a really good base of salads, carbs, maybe some meat in there, whatever. Let's drizzle a lot of salad on there, salad dressing on there. And what ends up happening is you put like 3 or 4 tablespoons on there, where the serving size is, I believe it's only 1 tablespoon, maybe 2. It's about 90 to 100 calories depending on what you're having. And so that can easily add up to 300 to 400 calories, which is like eating a candy bar. But it's not, it's different, but it's still a lot of extra calories that you're sneaking in there if you don't know. So you have to be careful with fats and how much you use of them. Carbs, on the other hand, for the most part, if you're getting from vegetables and starches like rice and potatoes and stuff like that, you're going to do okay. It's just when you get in the trouble of, I like to think back to Charlotte's Web and the Templeton and the Rat video where he's eating all that carny food. I mean, if you're just eating like donuts and muffins and pizzas and shakes and ice creams and stuff like that, you can't really expect to have a great diet. Those are foods that aren't very caloric, well, actually not very nutritionally dense, so there's very little nutrition value to them, and they're high in calories. And those are the ones that we want to avoid for the most part. We don't want to exile them to the island of misfit foods, but we want to limit them in our lives. So there are special occasion people that come over and we get to hang out with, whereas like veggies should be your friends, your good pals, where they're more your acquaintances you see every once in a while. And it's really great to see them and you enjoy seeing them. Sometimes afterwards you don't feel so good about seeing them because you feel sick and dirty inside. You shouldn't necessarily feel like that, but just knowing that you should visit them less often in your life. So, and if you're wondering how often, once a week to every other week, you can probably visit them and you'll be okay. But for the most part, fill yourself up with healthy fats, some good old proteins, and some veggies. You'll be doing great. So that's my advice today. Don't really label, but just kind of know they're all good for you. It's just which ones are you getting. So hope that helps. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll be sure to help you clarify that. Again, feel free to share, leave comments, questions, concerns down below in the comments section. Or if you want a personal private email with me, just shoot me an email at josh@williamstrainingsystems.com. And please visit my website at williamstrainingsystems.com for other information on health, fitness, wellness, and myself. And have a wonderful day. I know I will, and I hope you guys do too. And I'll see you all next week.